Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Evan Carvas from BSN 1A6. So this is my interview of the interview activity. This is Aguilar Lorenzo, a former athlete from the University of Southern Philippines Foundation, and currently a student from University of Cebu. And so, before that, I would like to extend my appreciation for the time of Mr. Aguilar Lorenzo. And now we're going to proceed. First question is, Sir Lorenzo, how did you prepare your body prior to engaging in any sporting activity? How long was the preparation? What comprised of the preparations? And if there was none, why were there no preparations?
Thank you for that question. Well, eventually, to prepare your body in engaging any sporting activity, it will also usually depend upon the type of sport that you're into. Since I am a soccer or a football player, it requires a lot of preparation. Especially, it would look as well upon the weight of the person because you cannot run when you are very kanang obese, no? But nonetheless, to prepare your body, you would look into your cardio, your endurance, as well as the strength that you have for you to be able to use that to maximize, your playing time. So now, how long was the preparation? Well, if the tournament would be let's take for example if the tournament would be on February, so maybe 2 months before February, your body that would give you already a good time to prepare for that given tournament. But eventually, that given tournament would also it will also depend what type of tournament. It will be 7 aside or 11 aside. If it's a 90-minute game, then maybe 3 to 5 months would be the best. But if it's to be a 7 aside game or 40 minutes in each game, maybe 1 month or 2 months would be okay. So what comprised of the preparation? So it would the preparation would require a lot of different sets of practices that would also target different parts of your body, or different parts of your different parts of your player and hone your skills. So it would comprise of developing your endurance, your stamina, help you strengthen your especially your legs, the muscles in your legs, and it would also help the amount of if the tournament is closer na, so the amount of carbohydrate intake would also be recommended by coaches, because it would help you to somehow prepare yourself and to have a lot of energy for you to be able to maximize your game. So it requires intake of carbohydrates. It requires practices that targets different muscles, and as well as it would also target upon the as well. No, aside from the muscles, it would also coaches would also look into the mental the mind of the players. Is he or she prepared for the game? The coaches would look upon the confidence of that player, so that if the coaches would somehow saw that the player requires much more confidence, then the coach would give him different experiences for him or her to be able to develop that self-confidence inside him.
All right,
So
that's it. So as what you have said, Sir Lorenzo, fitness component is very important dyan sa soccer. That's not just all about the speed, the agility of the player, but also the fitness component. So usually like the cardiovascular endurance, as you have said, the mind of the player, the balance, coordination, his body movements, like how he or she can flex her body's flexibility, and lastly, her strength or his or her strength. So, aside from that, sir, um, is there any chance or Have you had any injuries? Injuries not inflicted by others, just by yourself while preparing yourself for a sporting activity or during the activity itself? And if there is, or have you ever tried an injuries, describe the mechanism by which the injury was incurred.
So yes, I had injuries back then, but that was during maybe 2016, 17. I had a not that very serious injury, not like others who had ACL, but I had a groin strain or pulled groin muscle. So I got it because of lack of stretching, getting into the game without stretching, not getting into the game without even warming up, and that somehow nakalitan og pull ako mga muscles since my muscles were not that prepared because I didn't went through warm up and as well as stretching. So somehow that injury has given me a lesson about preparation, no, at each game. So because of that, I could not somehow jump. I could not somehow run that very fast. It would really kanang sakit kayo siya kung mudagan ko. Even if I kick the ball, it's very kanang sakit to siya. So I could not literally move a lot, no, while in the field. So yeah, sakit to siya. But then you have to face the consequences and the decision that you make in life, man. So wa man ko stretching, wa po ko warm up, amo tong na injury go. But nonetheless, nawara man siya for a couple of months, and then pagkawa niya, nakat-on ko mo tong warm I somehow value and encourage, no, a lot of players to always warm up and stretch before every practice and every game.
Alright, no, so that's not important reason why mag-warm up jud ang players before any games or tournament or practice, no, kay to prevent any injury. So, as you have said, Murag, it's like you are going to keep your muscles warm to prevent any acute injuries such as mga coming strains, like pull up on muscles. And by that, we can really assure that the body is steadily and safely prepared jud if the players can warm up. Next question, sir, is to what factors would you attribute these injuries? Why these factors precipitated the injuries?
So one of the main causes of groin pain, or what we call as what we call as pulled groin muscle. So it's a lack of stretching and warming up. So eventually, without stretching, warming up, it could not help your body to be able to prepare of the practice, or in every game. So if mukalit lang kag duha diha without warming up and preparation, somehow mura bitog makalitan imong body, because your body needs to slowly, adapt to change. You cannot just rapidly let your body adapt to a certain games and practices, because your body needs to slowly until it gets ready to be able to adapt to a certain change. So yeah, so to what factors would you attribute these injuries, and why do these factors precipitate injuries? Well, eventually lack of stretching, lack of warming up leads to your muscle to be not ready, in facing practices and as well as games. So that would be the certain causes, and these causes contribute, to these injuries. So it's a very common injury to every athletes out there. Aside from ACL tear, other ankle sprain or split shin, and so this is a type of injury that entails, that requires preparation, with especially valuing warming up and as well as stretching.
All right, so that sums up all your explanations about injuries and how to prevent them. So as we all know, injuries they are inevitable. We cannot predict it all the time. So every time, Jud, we should listen to our coach, especially to our parents, to our former teammates. Now we should take precautions, especially warm up, because it is very important to prevent such accidents from our body, promote safety for our muscles. So with that, sir, I would like to say thank you for your time, and that is the last part of our interview. And see you soonest, and God bless. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.